Hi there. This is some more practice on Vertex graphing equations. So this is the second page of it. So I challenge you to turn off the video. In 1 second, I want to just make sure my suggestion that you put that on top of all the questions so that you can read off the A, P, and Q. Probably a good idea to do that before you start. All right, so now that little bit of advice, turn off the video. All right, I'm gonna guess that you did that. So this one's a little bit crazy looking because it's so simple, but when you go to look at it, it's like, stuff's missing. So A is missing. So what is the understood number that's sitting there? Excellent. If A is missing, A is equal to 1 because there's an understood 1 sitting there. Now our P, we swap the P. So this is plus 5 and it's minus 5. The reason you do that is because actually this could be written as x minus 5. And those two negatives, those two negatives make your positive there. And then your formula matches up. But I find it easier just to remember you got to swap the sign on the P. And then what about the Q? Well, it's not there. If Q is missing, what can we add to an equation and not change it at all? 0, exactly. There we go. All right. So once you get the A, P, and Q, away we go. So my vertex is minus 5 and 0. So 1 is my vertex. Draw your axis of symmetry. Oh, for what it's worth, I've also had a lot of students who say, oopsies, say, where's the rest of your bracket? No, that's not it. They prefer, if they had a bunch of these to do, they would actually do the A, P, Q, the magic numbers. They would do them all, and then they would turn around and do the graphing on all of them. That's completely fine. Whatever makes you happy. 1A, 2A, 5A. All right, so it could be 1 times 1, 1 times 3, 1 times 5. All right, so like I said in the previous video, that part, oopsies, move my finger over. That part's the same every single time. You substitute an A and you get your numbers. What did I forget to do? Yes, I forgot to take a look. A is positive, so it's going to be a smiley, concave up. So 1 over, 1 up. And there's my dot. 1 over, 1 up. There's my dot. 1 over, and now I'm going to go 3 up. So 1, 2, 3. 1 over, 1, 2, 3. And I can get this one on here, so let's do that too. So 1 over, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 over, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And let's check. Those are across from one another, those are across. So my symmetry looks good, and there's 3 spaces and 2 spaces. Yep, we're all good. And then you just draw your curve in. And there we go. Ta-da! Look at how fast that is. Like I said, I don't know if you remember, but I said at the beginning, this equation looks scary, but it's the one that's really sweet to graph because you can read the vertex off there. And once you have A in the vertex, you're good to go. You can draw yourself a parabola in no time flat. All right, let's look at this one. I'm going to write that move it up further. Y is equal to a x minus p squared plus q. So a p q. So a is 0.5. P. Now this 6 has to go somewhere. It's negative 6. P or the q? Exactly. This is the q. For a p to exist, it has to be in the brackets. But there's nothing in the brackets. What can I subtract? And it doesn't make any difference? Yeah. You can put a 0 in for p. I'm going to say I'm 95% sure that all the time with p's and q's, if it's missing, put in a 0. Okay, I say 95 because I'm going to have to think about that a little bit later and make sure I'm right. All right, so my vertex is 0 and minus 6. So I'm going to go to 0 over and minus 6. Oh, I forgot. It is okay. And we need our numbers. 1, 3, 5. So it's 1 times 0.5. And it's okay. A doesn't always have to be a whole number. It makes our life easier, but it doesn't have to be. So, we got to throw in the fun ones that are challenging. Whoops, 5 times 0.5. So it's going to be 0.5, 1.5, and 2.5. All right. And sorry about that. There we go. All right. So we'll do a bit of it. Close up for you. All right. So we got to be careful when we're doing these. So it's 1 out. How much up? 0.5, right? So we're going to go half up. So right to about there. And then it's 1 out and half up. So you know that when A is less than 1, it's going to be pretty flat. And that's Joe Dean just saying, hi, how are you? Now we're going to hush. I'm going to go 1 out. And this is the trick. We have to go 1.5 up. So there's the first half, and then 1. We're going to be up to there. And now we're going to go 1 out, and there's the half, and there's the 1. It's kind of backwards, but it works awesome. And then we're going to go 1 out, and we need to go 2.5 up. So 1, 2, and a half. And we're going to go 1 out, and we go 1, 2, and a half. And this one I'm going to be really careful. Okay, so we got our points. Those are horizontal. Those are horizontal. So they're across from one another, and they're all matching. So, by the way, if you had some extra time, you could do 7 and 9, but 3 is more than enough points. There we go. Let's do this one. And there we go. There is the end of video 714. And by now, you should be really good at practicing with doing the vertex graphing form. What you could do for fun is make up or find some examples, graph them, and then you could check them in Desmo. All right, end of the video. Thanks for coming.